On the east coast of the United States, from the capital city, Columbia, South Carolina, you're listening to
Uncensored
with your host, Michael Vara. To talk to Michael Vara, dial 803-392-4566 or around the world on Skype. Just use Skype ID LNM Radio.
This is Uncensored. I am Michael Vara, and I do welcome all of you. Boy, I'll tell you, the lighting is a challenge here during the day. I don't have this problem at night. During the day, though, the lighting becomes such a freaking challenge. It's all it takes is the sun to come through a little brighter through the blinds, and everything gets screwed up here. Anyways, folks, this is Uncensored. And I've done what I can. I can't exactly get up and fix things. So let's hope that the light gods are kind to us today. I'm here with you for an hour. Sometimes I feel like I need a lot more time, but I'll take this hour. Parental discretion is advised, folks. This isn't late night in the Midlands, not by any means. You know, I had worked out some things I wanted to talk about, but then as the show gets near and we talk in the chat, other things come up, and you know, I there's some things I want to get into first before I go any further on anything else. I'm going to touch on everything from kind of weird using the word touch because I'm going to be talking about creepy Uncle Biden there, and there's a story out on him and how creepy he can actually be. So we've got that going, and I've got a lot of things I want to get into, the border, and all sorts of stuff. But one of the things I like to start off with tonight is, a lot of people that I've been in contact with, that I've spoke with, are see what I mean? Yeah, the sun just went down a little, and like the lighting changes. I have to take the windows out, close it all in. I don't know. But anyways, a lot of people sick. I used to think, well, you want to get away from the bug problem and you want to have less of a bug problem. Well, then the north is the place to be. Gets cold, the bugs hibernate. Here in South Carolina, you don't get too much of a break from the bugs. They're almost yearly around. I mean, you might get a month or two where they take off, but it's usually not. Last year, all year around. And I would think that places like Rochester, New York, you get a break from it. However, I'm beginning to wonder with the genetic modification of these insects, I'm beginning to wonder if they can't withstand some things. 'Cause I'll tell you what, while it was freezing cold here, I don't know what, at one point over this winter, we were down to like 28, something like that. And there was stuff flying around in here. It's like, okay, you could say, well, it's been hanging out, but I don't know, just weird stuff. And these people getting sick. I went 5 years. I hadn't got sick for 5 years. And then all of a sudden I end up with a cough from hell. It's just unbelievable. My son got it. Autumn got it. She seems to, I don't know, she catches like everything that gets thrown around. And, now friends of ours like Adana, who's starts out with a flu, and the screen is driving me crazy, so I'm going to try and fix it, but we'll see. Anyway, starts out with a flu, and it just seems like, it looks like it would seem they're getting better, and then they go back downhill. And it's really strange what's going on. And I'll tell you, I'm under the impression that and here we go, conspiracy theory. Now, I can't prove any of this. I can't prove it right now to you. But someone in the chat mentioned weaponized. Yeah, that's what I think. I think that, either through genetic modification of these mosquitoes that they've been releasing since 2012. Remember, you don't want to get your vaccine. You don't want to get your flu shot. One of the first things they ask you when you go in the doctor, have you had your flu shot? I don't think they ask because they want to make sure you had it. I think they ask because they want to protect themselves in case you did have it. So that's probably why they really ask. And, they're really quick to want to give it to you, too, if you haven't had it. And, Autumn had mentioned to her doctor, he says, well, why haven't you got the flu shot? And she says, well, it's got mercury in it. She said, and she's telling him what mercury does to the brain as if he don't know. And he says, oh, that's, don't listen to everything you read on the internet. He says, that's a different kind of mercury. And she told him, she said, mercury's mercury. He got mad, walked out of the office, sent in the nurse. He didn't want nothing to do with it because they can't argue it because they know they're wrong. It's a different kind of mercury. Oh, okay. Just like it's a different kind of radiation. It's a different kind. Oh, don't worry. It's a different kind of radiation. This one will heal you. That one will give you cancer. Different. It's different. It's different because they're charging you differently for it. So it's different. But it's really not different at all. So anyways, folks, I'll tell you, I think it's come to a point where, all right, these son of a bitches don't want to get their flu shot, do they? All right. Well, let's get an epidemic out there. Let everyone get the flu, and we'll blame it on the people who have not got their flu shot. It's their fault because we all got our flu shot, so we're supposed to be protected, I thought. Right? Isn't that right? And when I say we, believe me, I have not gotten a flu shot. But, I never understood that argument. So I had my flu shot, and my kids have had our flu shots, but we don't want you around us if you haven't had your flu shot. Why? Do you have no faith in your flu shot? Okay, because I don't either. Anyways, I'm not going to sit here and harp all day about it, but some weird stuff going on. People getting sick. I'm telling you, Big Pharma, DARPA, I mean, man, it would take more than 3 hours. It would take more than an hour, definitely. It'd take months and months to talk about the evil that comes from those two entities, who I don't think are very unfamiliar with one another. I think one complements the other in some cases. These pills they give you. Like I was reading up side effects on some of these statin drugs and some of the blood pressure medication that they give people, and I'm reading up on the side effects of it, and it's just incredible. The tiredness, the muscle aches, the this pain, headaches, and all this stuff. I mean, look. If you don't feel good, you're not living. All right. So me and Surf were just talking about this last night. This morning actually. We're talking about that. I mean, really, you're not. I mean, if you can't do the things you enjoy, if you can't do the things that make you, then you're really not living. And that's no way to live to exist. But nobody has to be that way, really. I mean, I'm learning through frequencies, which I don't want to get into right now because I'm no David Sarita. I can't explain it like he can. I can only tell you that I have been experimenting with it on a nightly basis now, and I'm seeing results. But I'll talk about it once I feel like I know enough. Look at this. I tell you, it's like Mother Nature, come on. They're probably chemtrailing out there. They say, "Oh, let's screw with them." I'm telling you, I've been sitting here. Everything's been fine. As soon as I start to show, I don't know. It's like all shades of light out there. It looks like somebody's messing with a strobe light out there. The way the light's going up and down. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, it's. I wouldn't want to. I mean, with some of these side effects, I couldn't imagine living with that stuff every day. My poor father. He's 89 years old. He's what a man. I mean, he's a man. They don't make men like that no more. They just don't. Here's a guy, the things he's gone through in his life would probably make some of these snowflakes melt instantly. But here he is, 89 years old. He's had, he's been on these statins for a while. And, and he's one, I had him convinced. I told him, I said, look, stop taking them for a little while and watch. You're going to see some of your aches and pains go. Well, his doctor got to him. Oh, you don't want to do that. Yeah, I know, because you're 89 years old. You're just going to clog up immediately or something, right? But then, of course, I had a relative, good friend of my father's, who passed away. And he was all sorts of clogged up, and he was one of those that wouldn't do the statins. He says, I got to do everything naturally. Well, I don't know what he did. Whatever he did obviously didn't work. Although he did make it into his late 70s, so I mean, I don't know. Take it as you get it. But so once that happened, he didn't want nothing to do with not taking it. Oh, gotta listen to the doctor. So he's taking his statins. Now they've diagnosed him with a little bit of liver disease. It's not bad, but it's any disease, any liver disease is bad. So, I don't know, he's got about 10% of it not functioning now. And they told him, oh, it's from years of high blood pressure. And, of course, they're the doctors, and I'm not. So he probably thinks, he listens, and I'm sure it goes in one ear and out the other. As does me sometimes with my kids. And then, it takes something to wake me up. But yeah, so I told him, I said, Dad, I don't think it's got anything to do with high blood pressure. I think it's the years of being on the statin. I mean, think about it. What does it do? It stops your body from creating, a substance that it actually needs. I mean, your brain is made up. Most of it is made up of cholesterol. I mean, I don't want to get into this whole health kick today, but anyways, but he's, no, it's the high blood pressure. So he presses and presses, keep an eye on your blood pressure, keep an eye on your blood pressure. My blood pressure is usually fine. I usually don't have a problem with it. When it pops up there, my blood pressure goes up when I go to a doctor's office or a dentist's office, especially a doctor's office. Because I don't trust it. Right away, they want to put you on something. We got to get you on something. Man, you're a little too healthy. Let's get you on something. You need side effects, damn it. Let's get you some side effects. All right, so I got a little bit of news and stuff I want to get into here. Some things I want to go over. How about that? So that's what I want to do. And at some point here, probably in the next half hour, I'll open lines if anyone wants to call in and talk or bitch about something. Well, we can do that. All right. Excuse me. It's uncensored. That means I can cough too, right? We've never seen anything like this, they say, as Trump threatens to close the border. They say migrants. Let's translate that. It's not migrants. It's illegal immigrants, okay? We've never seen anything like this as Trump threatens to close border. They say migrants. I say illegal immigrants. Overwhelm Texas cities. Migrants. So I guess burglars are, what, visitors? So, right, burglars are visitors, and my God, we could play tricks on words all day, can't we? Border Patrol agents expect to see more than 100,000 apprehensions and encounters with, they say migrants, I say illegal immigrants, in March, the highest monthly total in over a decade. Yeah, even Obama's, what the hell is he? Obama's secretary of something he had there. Even one of his people have come out now and said that the border there is an emergency on the border. They can say that now because they're out of office. And so they don't have to get reelected, and Obama's probably not going to like that. Obama's going to jump over his wall now to go after this guy, probably. A vast majority of those crossing between ports of entry turn themselves into Border Patrol agents seeking asylum. I'm telling you, I would turn them right around. See ya. I don't know what to tell you. Here's a bottle of water. Here's some crackers and cheese. Good luck. have a good day. When they told you were going to get your rent paid for, you were going to get all medical paid for, you were going to get clothing and food and all that. Well, now you go back and tell them all you're getting when you cross the border in America is a bottle of water and a package of cheese crackers. Okay? That's all you're getting. So if you want to keep crossing the border and stock up on those, I guess, but each time you come across the border, it's going to be a felony. And the third one, you don't get back out. We're just going to, I don't know, you're going to be making license plates for the United States. I don't know. That's what I would do. You look, some of these other countries do much worse. There's one, is it Taiwan, who wants to give the death penalty for drunk driving. And then you say, I'm a bad guy because I don't want people coming into the country illegally. Oh, they say on Friday, Trump threatened to close the United States-Mexico border if Mexico didn't stop undocumented migrants from coming. You know what I would tell Mexico? Again, I probably wouldn't be a very popular president with the snowflakes at all. I really wouldn't. But you know what I would tell Mexico? If you don't stop them, we're going to consider that an act of war. You know, because they're coming from your country. And now they're invading our border. I don't know. Maybe that's a little extreme, but sometimes that's how you got to be. I mean, you know, you got a country with drug cartels running everything. You got police. I've watched millions of videos, folks, are out there where the police pull people over and see they got secret cameras, these people, and the police try to steal the cars. They really try to rob people. That's all the cops are. They got a badge to rob you in Mexico. It's incredible. I don't know. I have no urge whatsoever to go to Mexico. I have no interest at all. I guess if you really want to go to Mexico, just visit California for a little. It's kind of just like that. Yeah, I mean, they'll try to rob you there too and put you in jail for nothing. And hell, you could crap on the sidewalks. Anyways, moving right along here. Woman claims Biden sleazed me. Damn, Biden sleazed her. Now that's something different. They said a lot of things like Trump said this and Trump did that, but I've never heard any of the women ever say Trump sleazed me. That's pretty bad. She says, I just froze. She went on to say my campaign heard from Vice President Joe Biden's office, you know, creepy Uncle Joe, that he was looking to help her and other Democrats in the state. She says, I was grateful and flattered. His team offered to bring him to a campaign rally in an effort to help boost voter turnout. All right. And mind you, creepy Uncle Joe, he's got a history of rubbing shoulders and smelling hair and all that. So maybe it's because he don't have a lot of his own. Does he have a lot? I don't know. I don't study the guy like that. Well, anyways, just before the speeches, she says we were ushered to the side of the stage where we were lined up by order of introduction. She says, as I was taking deep breaths and preparing myself to make a case to the crowd, I felt two hands on my shoulders. Ha! There it is, the shoulders. That's where he likes to start. She says, I froze. And she thought, why is the Vice President of the United States touching me? Okay, so he didn't exactly come right out and say he was going to grab somebody's pussy. Okay. But, you know, he's basically, you know, groping her. So I don't know what's worse, saying it or doing it. She says, I felt him get closer to me from behind. He leaned further in and inhaled my hair. Oh boy, this is getting real creepy. She says, I was mortified. I'm mortified just reading this. She says, I thought to myself, I didn't wash my hair today and the Vice President of the United States is smelling it. Now, I think the last thing I'd be thinking is that I didn't wash my hair. But, you know, maybe she's trying to think the best. Maybe she's thinking I stink. What is this guy doing? And also, this is her words, not mine. She says, what in the actual fuck? Why is the Vice President of the United States smelling my hair? Oh, that's a good question. He proceeded to plant a big, slow kiss on the back of my head. I mean, how awkward. How awkward. You got this young, pretty woman, and then you got this old, boy, I don't know. What do you want to call it? Just this old, disgusting. I mean, I don't know. What, he got brown spots all over him. His hand, the veins are more visible than the color of his skin. And here he is groping. It's like the Grim Reaper coming out of the closet and just like trying to molest you. It's really nasty. She says, my brain couldn't process what was happening. She said she was embarrassed. No, I've been embarrassed for the country. 8 years with these guys. She says, I was shocked. I was confused. There's a Spanish saying, she says, and I'm going to try this here. It says, Te game tierra. She says it means earth swallow me whole. How would you like that if you went groping somebody's shoulders and all they had wished is that the earth would swallow them whole? Says a lot about you, doesn't it? She says, I couldn't move and I couldn't say anything. I wanted nothing more than to get Biden away from me. You're hearing this, Biden? You're really creepy, man. Don't you know it? Do these creepy people know they're creepy? Or do they go through life thinking everyone wants them touching them? She says her name was called and she was never happier to get on stage in front of an audience. Now, you know what I would have done? I would have got on stage and said that creepy old bastard over there was just groping me. I would have told everybody. You know, and these stories are going to come out more and more about people like Biden. And you know why? You would think, oh, I thought the Democrats want to protect them. No. Remember, the white man, especially the old white man, is the enemy now. So the last thing that they want is one of these old white men, even Bernie Sanders. They don't want these guys to win. They want either a Hispanic woman or, you know, something that they can really pull the wool over the people's eyes. So you, again, just like Obama, you thought, the first black president, how wonderful this is. No, they want you to think, you know, I told you, I think they had a plan. It was going to be first the first black president, then Hillary was going to be the first woman president, then there was going to be the first transgender president. Oh, and they were going to keep going with this until they, you know, had a control of everything, including your sexuality and who you are. I mean, really. And that was the plan. I think it still is. They're trying to get it back, but they know it's slipping. It's like well, I won't get nasty, but it's like grease on their hands, just slipping away from them. But yeah, they're going to do their best not to let these guys get ahead, you know. And I'll say this too. There's one thing that I would agree, and believe it or not, I never thought there'd be any. There's one thing I did hear lazy Bernie Sanders say. And one thing I did hear him say, I actually agree with this, and that is on the health care. Not that the government should be in charge of health care, because that's the worst thing we want. These people can't be trusted with a needle in their hand. We don't want them having anything to do with it. But what would be nice is to have these clinics put in place all around the country. Have clinics in every city. And what you do, and you could kill two birds at one stone with this, okay? So you got college kids who want free schooling, okay? Become a doctor, become a nurse, and you will go through schooling and it'll be paid for by the government. How's that? But here's what you're going to do. When you get out, you owe so many service hours to the community for your schooling. And so then these clinics, you fill these clinics with these doctors and nurses who are coming out of school, and they pay their debt that way. I think that's a way you can help with schooling and at the same time get people medical attention who wouldn't otherwise get it. You got people out there like myself. I had a heart attack. I don't have a primary doctor. And most of them, they don't want to see you if you don't have insurance. And then they want to give you prescriptions that you'd have to go out there and sell meth to get the money to pay for this stuff. And then when you get on these prescriptions, you wish you never did. So our medical system is really, really fucked up. I mean, it's shit. It really is. And so we need to work on that. But we need to keep it in the people's hands, not the government. We don't need Uncle Sam or creepy Uncle Joe deciding on, who gets care, who don't, what kind of care they get. And furthermore, if you're my insurance company and all I want is some baking soda and blackstrap molasses, well, you son of a bitch, that's what you should pay for. If I don't want to go and get radiated, and you should be happy about that as my insurance company, because now you don't have to pay the hundreds of thousands of dollars for me to get microwaved. All you've got to do is pay for a box of baking soda. But so we need a major overhaul. But that is the one thing I did hear Bernie mention, and of course I said it before he did. But that would be the one thing of course, with him, he probably wants the government in charge of it all, and that's where I don't agree. But nevertheless, doesn't matter, disagree or agree with Bernie. These old white guys are just not going to get in. There's only one old white guy that's going to do it, and that's Donald Trump. And that's because he's actually fighting for the people, unlike these other guys. Bernie, he needs another new car. He wants one for his wife now. Oh, yeah, here we go again. Mexico braces for new caravan of Central American migrants. Yeah, Mexico is bracing. Well, bracing, they better stop it. Mexico is bracing for the possible arrival of the mother of all caravans. Even as doubts arise, they say, over whether the group of Central American migrants will be all that big. George Soros, he's spending a lot of money. He knows he can't take it with him, so he'll spend it to destroy America or the world. We have information, they say, that a new caravan is forming. Yeah, okay, you got information, but do you have the balls? You're gonna step in front of it and not let it get through? Because you're just lucky I'm not president. Lucky I'm not the dictator. I want to be the dictator. That's what I'd rather be. Anyways, they say, but a WhatsApp group is calling for people to gather Saturday in El Salvador to set off for Guatemala. Only has about 206 million. Look, I don't care if it's 206 or 20,000. You shouldn't get over the border illegally, period. Some of these bordering towns, they're suffering so bad. Ranchers and stuff getting threatened. Look the other way. Otherwise, we'll kill you. We'll kill your family. I mean, this stuff's going on. This stuff is definitely going on. But, so Trump, he'll close the border, he says. And that's what might need to be done. Anyways, look, let me take a break here. And then when we come back, it's a quick break. It's always a quick break here on Uncensored because we don't have a lot of time. When we come back, let's talk about the young men's drive decline. Yeah, the sex drive. Apparently, these guys in their 20s nowadays, they'd rather play video games or maybe, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not having sex apparently. So, well, not with women anyways. Ooh, did I say that? We'll be back, folks, Uncensored, right here on WCET.FM and the ever-censoring YouTube. Don't go away. I promise we're coming back.
On the East Coast of the United States.
Guess what, folks? Late Night in the Midlands archive is deep, going back several years, and you can have access to it all by becoming a late nighter. Becoming a late nighter is easy and only costs $5 a month. Late nighters get access to so much more that others do not, such as the full 3 hours of the L&M show with bumpers and archives that go back years, the special video interview page, where you can watch some of the greatest interviews in studio on camera. The L&M newsletter will make you the most informed listeners because you will know before anyone else about special events, and so much more. So click the subscribe button today and become a late nighter. Most of all, you help contribute to keeping the L&M Radio Network on the air. So go to www.latenightinthe-midlands.com. That is www.latenightinthe-midlands.com and sign up now.
You can listen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through the Paranormal Radio app. Available from lnmradionetwork.com or TalkStreamLive.com on both Android and Apple. Our call to listen line is open 24/7. Dial 701-719-9704 so you can listen on the go.
On the East Coast of the United States, from the capital city, Columbia, South Carolina, you're listening to Michael Vara. To talk to Michael Vara, dial 803-339-2559. Or around the world on Skype. Just use Skype ID LNM Radio.
All right, we are back. That's even a little quicker than it was supposed to be because I got some things missing on my board here. I forgot I shifted some stuff around, and well, you know, I didn't. One of my rules: if you pick it up, put it back where you got it from. Well, I didn't put it back where I got it from, so I don't have it. But that's okay. A little more time for us. Hey, make sure you click on the banner over on LateNightInTheMidlands.com. ChineseHerbsForYou.com. ChineseHerbsForYou.com. I'm not kidding you, folks. I have it here. They sent me product, and it is incredible. I had a really, really bad cough. I mean, my son, it lingered on for weeks with him. Autumn was sick for a while. Hers even turned into pneumonia. I took these capsules and with just incredible. It's these Chinese herbs. I took this stuff and it cleared me up. I mean, it really did. It cleared me up. They said it would. And, you know, I always have my doubts about these things. Maybe they clear up some things. I don't, I just the way that cough was, I thought, I don't know about this. But you know what? I did it. And here I am. I'm talking. I'm not choking. My son, like I say, it lingered for him for a while. Other people, I mean, they get these congestion and stuff, and all of a sudden it's turning into pneumonia and everything else. So yeah, ChineseHerbsForYou.com. That's the one good thing that's not junk that's coming out of China, I promise you. It's really, really good stuff. Like I said, I've always said Mother Earth has everything you need. That's your medicine cabinet. Go outside, your medicine cabinet is right there. You don't need these Big Pharma takes these things that we would know, like, let's say marijuana, for instance. You might get the oils for marijuana to fight cancer, right? Well, Big Pharma would want to get that, put it in a capsule, and then add all these other poisons to it. And, of course, then it doesn't cure you. It helps manage the symptoms. And, of course, then it gives you side effects, which make you wish you were dead anyways. So, yeah, young men. A drive decline, and I don't mean driving cars. I'm talking about the bedroom here. It says the share of U.S. adults reporting no sex in the past year reached an all-time high in 2018, underscoring a 3-decade trend line marked by an aging population and high numbers of unattached people. It says, but among 23% of adults, or nearly 1 in 4, who spent the year in a celebrate state, a much larger than expected number of them were 20-something men, according to the latest data from the General Social Survey. And it says experts who study Americans' bedroom habits, they get paid to study America's bedroom habits, say there are a number of factors driving the great American sex drought. Age is one of them. Now, I don't think that has anything to do with it. You know what I think it's got more to do with? Here we go again. I'm stuck on it. Yes, I am, because I think it is the root of most problems. Big pharma is one of them, one of the biggest problems. Technology is probably not helping either. If they could stay off their smartphones long enough to have sex, then they might be doing all right. And some of them, they could get off their smartphones for maybe 3 minutes total, and that's just not going to satisfy no woman. So that's one of the problems that we have, I think. And I think Big Pharma being the biggest. And then on top of the Big Pharma, some of them are waking up and they're unsure. They don't know. They're not familiar with themselves. They go, one day they just look and go, oh, what is that? I want to be the other thing, And so I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that factor to it, but I think you can probably narrow it down to 3 of the biggest. I think I just mentioned them. 3 of the biggest. You got to put the phones down, guys. Got to put the phones down. Get your mind on it. Figure out who you are. Do the right thing. I don't know. But, sex is down. So, I don't feel bad. It's down in my house, too. Just that's the way it goes. So, they say age. I don't know. I'm 47. I still feel like I did when I was 20 years old. I don't feel any different. Outside of an ache or two here in the shoulders or what have you, I don't feel much different. Maybe a little heavier. Voice might be a little deeper. Less of a tolerance for bullshit. But other than that, I'm pretty much the same guy. All right, let's see. Tech Titan takedown. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Executives face jail and multi-billion pound fines over terror videos. Australia could become the first country in the world to introduce prison terms if firms fail to speedily remove terror videos. Now, I don't know if I agree with this. I believe that these social medias and the people running them do belong in jail. I'll give you that. I think some of them do. But I don't know as far as, look, people are putting content up. I mean, what do you want? To be able to keep track of all that, you got billions of people on some of this stuff. I don't know. Are you going to get a video off right away? I mean, that would mean someone needs to report it, first of all. And most of these sickos, when they see someone about to commit suicide on Facebook Live, they text and say, hold on, don't do it yet, don't do it yet. And they run in the kitchen, they go pop their popcorn, and they come back. Oh, man, I want to watch somebody kill themselves here. They love that stuff, people. That's what's happened. Big Pharma, again. Look, I'm not going to stop on Big Pharma. They are the root of most of our problems. They really are. We've asked, well, what's changed? Why have cancer rates gone up? Why has diabetes gone up? Why have, food, water has something to do with it. Air has something to do with it. Big Pharma, biggest. I mean, most of the stuff they give these people pills for minor cramp and it causes diabetes and all these things. Big Pharma is a big problem. Now, look, I'm not against medicine. I'm not against helping people cope with a bad time in their life, bad health, whatever. But they've got, I mean, it's like it's being run by Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor Corp is running Big Pharma. That's what it's like. I mean, it's like every Superman is getting a dose of kryptonite in their medicine. So social media giant executives, they say, could be jailed. Australia could become the first country to introduce prison terms and fines if firms fail to speedily remove terror videos like the Christchurch massacre live stream. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. Look, I'm not all that bad. I don't want people to be in prison for things that they can't control. However, I think that this might be the karma. Maybe they go to prison for this and it makes up for those other things they've done. So I don't know. I might be okay with that. By the way, lines are open if anyone wants to call in. You may do so at 339-2559. I got to do something about some of these clips I've got there. They're giving you the other number, which I don't mind if you call in that number while I'm doing this show. So I'll give you both numbers, 803-339-2559, and the other is 803-392-4566. Of course, there's the Skype ID as well, LNM Radio. And we've got a little time left here, so if anyone wants to call in, you may. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep rolling here. This is an interesting one right here. Brazil's top election court catches Google. Now, I'm definitely going to get demonetized now. Catches Google manipulating search results to point to negative entries on Bolsonaro. I don't know if I'm saying the name right or not. Really don't care. It's about what Google's doing. Just like they do with conservatives in America. They got caught. They got caught manipulating search results. May I ask why any of us use them anymore? Why? Why do any of us go? I know it's forced on us. It's pushed on us anyways. It's everywhere. But why? They do it with me too. I don't know about now, but there was a time when you type in a late night in the Midlands or L&M Radio or Michael Vara. As a matter of fact, you type in Michael Vara and all these gay guys would come up. Yeah, a bunch of some movie actor who gets into gay movies. All that would come up. I don't think that's any accident. Then there'd be others. You type in L&M Radio, late night in the Midlands, and all the stuff from all the enemies who have put all the fake information out there. That stuff would come up first. And it's like, so someone types in L&M Radio, and the garbage is going to come up before. Shouldn't you put L&M Radio first? That's what they typed in. So, but anyways, this isn't about me. This is about Google and what they're doing here. So the Supreme Electoral Tribunal, they call them the TSA, apparently the good TSA, Brazil's top election court fined Fernando Haddad, a leftist opponent, for having a contract with Google to manipulate search results during the election. Did you hear what I just said? Having a contract with Google to manipulate search results during the election. A monopoly. I told you, something needs to be done. It's a monopoly. It says Luz Edson Fachin. All these foreign names, really difficult sometimes. You should see some of these Middle Eastern names that come up. Holy cow. Anyways, of the Supreme Electoral Tribunal ruled that the PT candidate for the presidency, Fernando Haddad, paid Google to highlight negative content and manipulated searches to point to a website with negative coverage of Bolsonaro. How do you feel about that? And I bet you're not surprised. I'm certainly not surprised. It says Google wasn't fined because they claimed that as soon as they were notified by the court of the irregularities, they dishonored the contract. Oh, okay. Here's a scenario for you. Let's say I just went out and put out a contract to kill somebody. Oh, shit. They're catching on to me. Okay, I dishonored the contract. Never mind. So it's okay now? The feds don't have to arrest me for putting a hit contract out on somebody? So you're telling me they could do this. They could accept the contract to screw with the results and really meddle into an election. But all they have to do is come out and say, just kidding, we dishonored the contract. Never mind, nothing to see here. You see how the law is so different for the Clintons, for the Googles, for the fake books and all these places. But for you and me, now if this was me and I had a contract that was doing illegal kinds of things, I have a feeling they'd come in, confiscate my computers, I'd be done. It'd be it. There'd be nothing left of me. It'd be like a Mueller thing, right? Not Google. It says Google manipulates search results for conservatives and conservative publishers to point to negative articles and hit pieces. And then it says here, so does Google allow people or companies to pay them in order to manipulate search results, or only if they are far left, socialist, communist websites? I mean, here we got a company that is manipulating people left and right here, and not only in this country but around the world. But yet everybody will go, Google this, Google that. So does Google allow people and companies to pay them? I think they do. Obviously, look, they've got a price. There's a wrestler, Ted DiBiase, used to say, every man has a price, he'd say. Well, I don't know about that. I don't. But certainly these companies do. And so every social media has a price. So there you go. They got caught in a contract, a signed contract to manipulate search results. And then they'll demonetize me for talking about it. Sorry, Google. I'm just one person. I don't have a price. Yeah, I'd like the money. I'd love the AdSense. I'd love that. But you know what? I'm not going to kiss your ass for it. And I'm certainly not going to brush stuff under the rug when you get caught. So, I guess I'm not one of your customers. Google claims that their search results are driven by some sacred algorithm. And so then they say, then how is it possible that they offered such a service to socialists? Yeah, how is it possible they offer such a service to socialists? It's disgusting. I'll tell you, this is where we are in this country now. And I got another summons here, a jury duty, another one. The last time I went, I get up early. I have to change my schedule and all these things. I go there, they go, oh, the magistrate or whatever called it off. Oh, so he didn't feel like getting his ass out of bed this morning, so I track myself down there and then I get sent home. I got news for him. Gonna find a way to get out of this one. I'm done with that. Look, I already went. You don't get to keep interfering in my life. I don't care who you are. Believe me, I got excuses. I'll dig in my back. I'll find something. Anyhow, so yeah, lines are open, folks, if you want to call in. I've got a little more here that I want to get into, and I'm running out of time. One of the things I do want to stress, the censorship. And you'll see, 9 out of 10, once this video is done, and it pops up wherever it's going to pop up, you're going to see on certain places like YouTube, they're going to go after it. They're not going to like it. It's going to be, they're going to say it's not suitable for advertisers probably, which I don't see anything I've done here that would be not suitable. But I guess if your advertisers are crooked, they're probably not going to want to promote or do anything with me. But yeah, so I want to beat this censorship. Here's how I'm going to do it. This is the only way I could do it. Alex Jones has got it right. You got to become a subscriber. Just like you got to support the ones who you want to stick around, because the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitters, they're censoring. They're censoring bad. All I got to do is get somebody who don't like you. They could say, that offends me. And then that's it. They'll take it down. It's ridiculous. And I don't like doing business or having my content anywhere like that. That's why back in the day I was on Spreaker. I left them because somebody said that something I said was offensive, and Spreaker actually took down my show. So I will never do business with Spreaker again. I'm done. I was at one point was going to keep actually simulcasting the show over there, but I'm not paying them to censor me. I'm not paying. Look, if you don't like what I'm saying, you just plain and simple don't have to listen. You don't have to tune in. If you don't like what I say, don't tune in. The only reason you tune in is because, they claim to hate me. They claim to not like, but yet they tune in. They listen to my every word. They want to know everything Michael Vara said. What did he say? Some of these people out there, if they don't have drama in their life, they don't have a life. And that's not me. I want things peaceful. I want to do what I do, and I don't want to be censored. And so here's how we'll do it. You got to subscribe over on latenightinthe Listen, we've got many of you. For me to go 45th most influential streaming talk show host, I mean, we're talking the United States, the UK, and Canada, okay? I come out 45th. That means there's a pretty big fucking audience here, all right? Pretty big audience. Now, I need people to subscribe because when you do that, you take the power away from places like Google. Because now all I've got to do is send out a mass email to you, and I reach everybody. You don't have to go to my page on Facebook. You don't have to go see what the comments say on CIA YouTube or any of these. You don't have to do that. Everything's right there on the website. We got a chat room. We can meet in there. You could talk with me every night. Every night. Maybe not. Like right now, I haven't really been paying attention to the chat room because I've got a lot of stuff up on my screens here. But yeah, Monday through Friday, I'm in that chat room. Saturdays, I'm in the chat room. I'm in and out. So, being a part of the web and the chat room, that's free. This live broadcast is free. It's all, just about everything I do is free. I'm just asking you to support what we do. It's not about what you're getting or any of that. It's about saying, hey, I love this show. I love this asshole who hosts it. And so, you know what? I'm going to put $5 down every month because I don't want this show to go away. That's all. If you like it that much, it's worth $5 a month. And look, folks, I'm not getting rich here. I promise you. I get screwed probably more than anyone else. YouTube lets people steal the shit out of my shows, and then they monetize them and they make the money on them. I mean, I've gone places they've got 300,000 views on one of my shows. Meanwhile, over on my channel, it just got 1,000. Okay, yeah, that's not YouTube fudging the numbers. Of course it is. And then they let these thieves take my stuff and make a bundle on it. And then when I report it, they want me to prove that I own it. I got to prove it. Well, meanwhile, the thief sits back collecting money. Then they say, oh, this is not suitable for advertisers. But, hey, you can go ahead and you can protest it. You can ask for a review. Meanwhile, you get all the views while they're reviewing it. So you make no money. Then when they do monetize it, everyone's already seen it who wanted to see it. And, of course, they take thousands of views away that you never knew you had. So I get screwed that way. Then there's the book. Don't even get me started on the book. Okay, so we got that. It's one thing after another. So it comes down to this, folks, you and me. Let's make a partnership here. Let's keep this thing going because it's not just about my show either. It's about, because if I collapse, then the shows on this station collapse. And yeah, some of them might go other places, I'm sure. But, if that's what you want, if you want scrambled eggs and everything everywhere, fine. But what I've done here is I've tried to put together a great bunch of hosts, just like I've done with L&M Radio Network. And some people have said, oh, then that name, you should change, it's good you change the name because it's marred. The L&M Radio Network is not marred. The people who are running it, that's what was marred. Well, not even the people, the person, one person who in particular really screwed things up. But yeah, it's always stood for integrity. It's always stood for truth. And of course, expansion of the mind. We get into some theories and stuff too. But, so there is no more. I want to stay true. I'm always going to stay true. I'd quit. I would quit before I was told what I can and can't say. So I guess basically what I'm saying is the only way this thing's going to keep going is with you. So folks, get over to latenightinthe become a late nighter, be informed, and by all means, inform others to do the same. Because without you, there is no us. I'm Michael Vara. This has been a broadcast of Uncensored on WCET.FM and over on YouTube. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I think you've got Jeffrey Boyd Jr. coming up next, only exclusively on WCET. So afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of Uncensored. Yeah. We're trying to sign out here. Isn't that interesting? That's very interesting. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. I know you're hearing me. It's my board decided to take a shit on me here. Oh, good Lord, have mercy. No, that's not fucking it either. Let's see here. I've got it somewhere. I've got to go to plan B here because it's not going to let me go out otherwise. Holy shit on rye. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, I think we're going out now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm gonna.